Hold on to your hats. NFL fans, this year's NFL honors were a roller coaster of emotions, surprises, and a whole lot of touchdowns. Let me tell you, folks, from Josh Allen taking home his first ever MVP trophy to Saquon Barkley dominating the OPOY award. It was an evening full of jaw-dropping moments. And just when we thought the drama was over, we learned who made it to the Hall of Fame. Antonio Gates, Jared Allen, and Sterling Sharpe. What a crew. But before we get into all that, do me a solid. Hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, and let's dive deep into these epic honors that are shaking up the NFL like never before. From MVP battles to Rookie of the Year and everything in between. We've got it all covered. Stay tuned because you won't want to miss a single play. Josh Allen takes the MVP, a clutch victory for Buffalo. Let's kick things off with the big one, NFL MVP. This year, the Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen clinched the award in one of the closest votes we've seen in years. He edged out Lamar Jackson, who had a stellar season himself. But the voters gave Allen the nod with 27 first-place votes to Jackson's 23. It was a tight race, with Allen finishing with 383 total points and Jackson right behind at 362. Now, if you remember, Allen wasn't a top pick in the 2018 NFL Draft. He was a bit of a gamble, with many questioning his accuracy coming out of Wyoming. But boy, did he silence the critics. With a cannon arm and raw talent, Allen developed into a bona fide superstar. And now he's officially the MVP of the NFL. This marks his first MVP award, making him only the third Bills player to win the honor, joining legends Thurman Thomas and O.J. Simpson. You can just feel the pride in Buffalo, right? Saquon Barkley's OPOY, a running back's revolution. Speaking of massive achievements, let's talk about the Offensive Player of the Year, Saquon Barkley. This guy had one of the most iconic seasons a running back has ever had. Barkley rushed for an incredible 2.005 yards, racking up 14,100-yard games, including a jaw-dropping 255-yard performance in Week 12 against the Rams. Can we just take a moment to appreciate that? I mean, the Giants' decision to not sign him to a long-term deal before free agency is looking more and more like the biggest oops of the season. Barkley's success didn't come from just his yards but also his leadership and consistency. Especially after signing with the Eagles this offseason, the league knew who the top offensive player was. And it was no contest. Saquon Barkley walked away with 35 first-place votes, leaving Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry in the dust. He's now officially the OPOY. And you know what? This man earned every single yard and vote. Defensive Player of the Year, Patrick Surtain II shines bright. Let's shift gears and talk about the DPOY. No pass rushers were really dominating the season, so it was time for a cornerback to take the crown. And that man was Patrick Surtain II. This guy was absolutely lights out in coverage, helping the Broncos make the playoffs for the first time since 2015. Surtain had a monster season and walked away with his first career Defensive Player of the Year award. What's even cooler, he's just the second cornerback to win DPOY since 2009. Joining Stephon Gilmore in 2019, the Broncos needed a leader on defense, and Surtain stepped up to the plate in a big way. You could say he was the secret weapon that got Denver back in the playoff conversation. Rookie of the Year, Jayden Daniels' historic debut. Now, let's talk about the newbies, specifically the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Jayden Daniels. This dude was unstoppable as a rookie quarterback for the Washington Commanders, leading his team to the playoffs and bringing his A-game week after week. You probably remember his famous Monday Night Football game, where he threw for 254 yards and outperformed the Cincinnati Bengals in a 38-33 upset. But that wasn't even the best part. Daniels went on to throw a Hail Mary against the Bears, beat the NFC champion Eagles, and orchestrate multiple clutch moments. Daniels received 49 of 50 first-place votes. Seriously, can anyone else come close? Despite a solid crop of rookies like Caleb Williams and Bo Nix, Daniels was hands down the standout player. If there's one thing we've learned, it's that this guy has it, and he's going to be lighting up the league for years to come. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Jared Verse's power move. Defensive Rookie of the Year? That honor goes to Jared Verse of the Rams. Who made an instant impact in his first season? Verse. The 19th pick in the draft. Helped the Rams shift to their next phase after Aaron Donald's retirement. With 66 tackles and 4.5 sacks, Verse quickly made a name for himself as one of the best defensive rookies. And let's not forget, he's the first Rams player to win DROY since the legendary Aaron Donald did it in 2014. Coach of the Year. Kevin O'Connell's resurgence with the Vikings. Coach of the Year? No surprise here, it's Kevin O'Connell from the Minnesota Vikings. O'Connell guided the Vikings to a 14-3 record despite losing their top pick, J.J. McCarthy, to injury late in the season. He's proven that it's not just about the players, but also the leadership behind them. O'Connell's vision and flexibility allowed Sam Darnold to have a career year at quarterback. And that's no easy feat. Hats off to O'Connell for making magic happen in Minnesota. Hall of Fame inductees. The legends get their due. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, the 2025 Hall of Fame class. Get ready for this one, because we've got some heavy hitters. Antonio Gates, Jared Allen, Eric Allen, and Sterling Sharpe are officially going to the Hall. Gates, with his amazing 116 touchdowns, is finally getting the recognition he deserves. Sharpe, who had a neck injury cut his career short, is joining his brother Shannon Sharpe in Canton. Jared Allen, with his 136 sacks, and Eric Allen, with his 54 interceptions, are also cementing their legacy in the Hall of Fame. Fun fact, Sterling Sharpe and Shannon Sharpe are now the first ever brothers to both be inducted. Talk about a family affair. These legends left their mark on the NFL, and it's amazing to see them get their due. Conclusion. So there you have it, an incredible night full of surprises, legendary performances, and some new faces cementing their places in NFL history. From Josh Allen's MVP win to Saquon Barkley's monster season, and the Hall of Fame class that'll leave you in awe. 2025's NFL honors had it all. Now, I want to hear from you. Who was your favorite player this season? Do you think Josh Allen deserved the MVP? Is there anyone who got snubbed? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss any of our NFL breakdowns, analysis, and all the football drama we bring straight to your screen. Until next time, folks, keep the football fever alive. And let's see what next season has in store. Catch you later. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Make sure to stick around for more content. From Super Bowl predictions to next season's hot takes. Who knows? We might even be back with a breakdown of the next big NFL superstar in the making. Until then, stay fired up and enjoy the game. Super Bowl 59 preview. Eagles stand as the final obstacle in Chiefs' historic three-peat attempt. Introduction. Super Bowl 59 is almost here, and it's shaping up to be a historic matchup between two powerhouses in the NFL, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. The Chiefs, led by the incomparable Patrick Mahomes, are aiming for something that no team has accomplished in over 2 decades, a three-peat. They've already made history by winning back-to-back Super Bowls, and now, all that stands between them and NFL immortality is the high-flying Philadelphia Eagles. Can the Chiefs make it 3 in a row? Or will the Eagles play spoiler and create some history of their own? Buckle up, folks. This one's going to be a wild ride. The Clash of the Titans. In one corner, we have the Kansas City Chiefs, reigning champions and the first team to make it to 3 consecutive Super Bowls. Their 17-2 record has been the talk of the NFL. And with their dynamic offense and opportunistic defense, they're primed for another championship run. But standing in their way are the Philadelphia Eagles, who come into the game with an impressive 17-3 record. They've been on a tear, with only 1 loss since September, and that was when their star quarterback Jalen Hurts went down with an injury. This is no ordinary game. This is a clash of the 2 best teams in the league. And both have something to prove. The Chiefs are looking to cement their dynasty, while the Eagles are determined to take down the giant and make their own Super Bowl history. How the Eagles can win. If Philadelphia is going to pull off the upset, it's likely going to come down to their ability to establish the run game. The Chiefs' defense has been solid, but they have been more vulnerable to the run, especially in their playoff games where they allowed over 140 yards rushing. Enter Saquon Barkley, a beast on the ground and one of the most explosive running backs in the league. The Eagles' offensive line is also one of the best in the business. And if they can create holes for Barkley, it could be a long day for the Chiefs. On the defensive side, the Eagles will have their hands full with Mahomes and his weapons. However, they've been elite this season, ranking as one of the best defenses in the NFL. With pass rushers like Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox, the Eagles are well equipped to get pressure on Mahomes and disrupt his rhythm. Philadelphia's ability to contain the Chiefs' offense, particularly Mahomes' deep passes, could be the key to pulling off the win. How the Chiefs can win. For the Chiefs, it's all about maintaining balanced play. While Mahomes is the engine that powers the team, the Chiefs have morphed into a more well-rounded squad over the past couple of seasons. Their defense has been stout, ranking in the top 10 for both points and yards allowed. But the offense has been inconsistent at times. However, with a week of preparation, Kansas City could unleash a vintage Mahomes performance, and they'll likely need it. The Chiefs will also look for key contributions from their wide receivers, particularly DeAndre Hopkins, who has been somewhat of a disappointment since joining the team mid-season. Hopkins has been quiet in the postseason, but if there's ever a time for him to step up, it's now. The Eagles have been great at defending tight ends, which could lead to Hopkins getting more opportunities to make a difference on the outside. Additionally, the Chiefs will need their defensive line to step up. While their defense has improved overall, they're going to need a big performance from Chris Jones and company to keep Jalen Hurts from controlling the game with his legs and arm. The Chiefs' defense must get Hurts uncomfortable in the pocket and disrupt the Eagles' offensive rhythm. X Factor. DeAndre Hopkins' potential for a big game. Speaking of Hopkins, the Chiefs' big mid-season acquisition has had a rather underwhelming impact so far, tallying only 437 yards and 4 touchdowns in 10 regular season games. However, this is the Super Bowl. Big names, big moments. It's possible that Andy Reid and the Chiefs coaching staff have something special planned for Hopkins. Whether it's utilizing him in the deep passing game or making him the focal point in the red zone. The Chiefs have often been known for unpredictable, game-changing performances from players who weren't necessarily in the spotlight heading into the game. Hopkins could become that unexpected hero. And if he catches fire, it could give the Chiefs the edge they need to complete their three-peat. Prediction. This is a hard-fought prediction. The Kansas City Chiefs have been the most dominant team in one-score games in NFL history, winning 17 consecutive games decided by 7 points or less. This streak is no accident. With Andy Reid's coaching, Patrick Mahomes' clutch ability, and a defense that steps up when it matters most, the Chiefs know how to win close games, something they've proven time and time again in this playoff run. However, the Philadelphia Eagles are no slouches. They have one of the most balanced teams in the NFL. With a defense that can go toe-to-toe with any offense in the league and an offense that can overpower opponents with their dynamic running game and capable passing attack. Jalen Hurts has been fantastic all season long, and the Eagles have a team that can disrupt the Chiefs in all phases of the game. The Eagles' ability to control the clock and keep Mahomes off the field